want students from India. We have made excellent experiences with students from India. So if you want a first-class education, let's say in STEM, in the STEM area, Germany is really a very good alternative. I think India is, started on a very good foot with President Trump, but there is also something that, or there are some aspects that will be difficult for India. So, and that we are all in the same company here, you know. You would say that attacking Ukraine is so stupid in many ways for Russia. You know, with hindsight, it comes at such a cost that they should have seen it coming.
Hello and welcome. This is a fresh new episode of a diplomatic series here on India Today Global. Pranay Upadhyay and we will be taking you through a very special guest today, talking about relations, cultural ties between the two countries, how the two countries are strategically involved these days amidst all the conflicts and war. Pranay,
absolutely, Geeta, and that to be at a very important time when India and Europe are trying to engage with each other, coming close together and taking the bilateral relationship, the regional relationship to a new height.
Okay, so let's go across to our special guest on India Today Global, Ambassador Philipp Ackermann, the German ambassador to India. We will be talking about a lot of things, the historicity of where we stand, that's the ambassador's residence, the German embassy. We will not talk much about his height, but yes, a lot about culture, food, and how the two countries are intertwined today. Ambassador, thank you so much for doing this with us.
Thank you very much for coming, and I must say it's great. I'm your guest in the program, and you are my guest in the residence. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's just begin with the importance of this embassy. This is a very important snippet. A lot of history involved when it comes to Germany, India, and how there are not just cultural ties, but how people-to-people exchange is very important. But there is a historical importance to where we are standing today.
Absolutely.
Tell us about
it. This is the first embassy building the Federal Republic of Germany built after the war. So it started in 1955, and it was a time where Europe, and Germany in particular, was in shambles, morally but also physically. And India, newly independent, was a country that was very promising. With your fabulous constitution, with this new idea of embracing everyone, every religion, every caste, a new modern nation came into being. And I think that is reflected in this embassy. It's a modernist building, it's not a traditional building, it's a modernist building, but it takes up a lot of Indian ideas and traditions. And the most visible one is the floor.
Oh.
We are walking on Makrana marble. I keep telling my visitors, you have to imagine that you are walking on the Taj Mahal kind of.
It's the same marble.
It's
the same marble. It's marble that you don't get on the market.
It's rare, you can't buy it anymore. It is what the Taj Mahal was made.
So I can, I get German geologists coming and they start welling up when they see it because it's such a fine marble. And look at what they did at the war.
Oh.
You see the very fine pattern. They take the Makrana marble and they unfold it as if it were a barrel.
Ambassador, the similar pattern is also being used in some of the Indian fabrics.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have that
Exactly.
ikat pattern.
It looks like
ikat.
Yeah, it's look like ikat.
Okay, that's not all. We have a lot to unpack when it comes to Ambassador Ackermann. A person who who's not just an enthusiast when it comes to India. He served 2 stints. This is his second one. But also somebody who loves the language, Hindi.
I do. I love the language.
You're trying very hard though.
I'm trying very hard. I think that's the right.
Because he tries so hard with the words, the expression. कुछ हिंदी में बोलिए.
इसलिए मैं जब से दिल्ली आया हूँ मैं हिंदी सीख रहा हूँ.
Okay.
हिंदी एक भाषा बहुत मुश्किल है, आसान नहीं. एक ही चीज के लिए इतने सारे शब्द थे. लेकिन बहुत मजेदार है और मुझे देवनागरी लिपि बहुत सुंदर लगता है.
Lovely. So do you write also? Do you write?
I do.
Okay. we'll go across to things that he's done, books that he is interested in, Pranay.
Yes.
You don't find many ambassadors do this. Look at Hindi as a language to learn and then read up on it. And of course.
So these are not the Hindi books, I have to say, I can't lie. But this is my current.
Oh, lovely. So he's doing the Chola Empire.
Yes.
And he's a fabulous author, and this is a book which really caught me, and I was very, very impressed with it because it's, looking at India's history from the south, from the southern perspective.
See, that's also very important.
And it's so interesting to read about, what he found out about the Chola Empire and the common man in this. It's a fabulous book. And this one I bought because I just came back from Meghalaya.
Oh.
And it's a book on a Meghalaya funeral rite.
Oh,
wow.
It's a funeral. Yes.
And I just started it, and it has a wonderful beginning. So I'm very much looking forward to reading it. I was fond of Meghalaya. I thought it was one of the most beautiful.
Where all
states.
in India you have been?
So you should ask where I have not been.
Not been, or maybe.
So on my
In your 2
list,
stints or this stint as ambassador?
no, in this on my list is Madhya and Odisha. I have to go. These are the states where I haven't been. But other than that, I have been quite. And then Nagaland, I want to go in the winter for the Hornbill.
You've not done the Hornbill
Hornbill
Festival.
not
It's
yet. I
beautiful.
do that in December.
It's beautiful.
So that for us, for me, is very important to travel, and you see me.
So you have not been to Madhya Pradesh?
No, I have been to Madhya
He's
Pradesh.
from
been
Madhya
to-
Pradesh?
I have
Okay.
been to Khajuraho.
Okay, Khajuraho.
privately, But I want to go to Bhopal to see. To
Oh,
follow the
wonderful.
So that's why.
Ambassador, I see a sacred thread on your hand. Like, so
So this
you
is
wear?
something which.
So this is another kind of a connect, to...
So I have to tell you
Yeah.
the story is that my staff, wonderful people, they go to yatras and they bring it from.
Oh, how
Oh, wow,
sweet.
And I think this is so touching that I'm there.
Oh, how
Yes.
sweet. But talking about sweet, there's a lot of delicacy that the ambassador is going to serve, which is going to be German. We'll just go through the kitchen briefly to see exactly what we're going to have over coffee. And then from there on, we will then move to a more serious conversation. We have some very important guests who'll be joining us from the foreign policy field. We have Pranay Suhasini Haidar joining us from the
Yes.
Hindu, Shubhajit Roy from the Indian Express, Sandeep Unithan, a senior journalist and an author who's also contributing here with the India Today Network. He's also going to join us,
Yes.
and then the two of us, of course, are going to be
Excellent.
there.
But let's go
Of
first to the
course.
kitchen.
Yes.
Yes.
There is a German tradition where you have coffee and cake in the afternoon.
Yes.
And the cake thing is very, very important. And I'm here with Ankit and Arun,
Oh,
my chefs here. And they
Wow,
are
this is
very,
industrial
very-
style kitchen.
It's not a small kitchen.
It's not a small kitchen.
So Ankit and Arun
Germany
are-
does not do anything small, okay?
No, that's right.
yes.
And they baked apple cake for you. So
Oh,
maybe,
lovely.
Ankit, you can show this
Ankit,
cake.
बताएं, दिखाएं.
And after all, ambassador has to serve the relationship with India, so
Yeah.
that has to be
Also, you're
big.
doing it right now.
It's like,
So you see the apples, you see the Dow is making, he's making, and then it will be baked with cinnamon, Indian spice.
Yes.
Yes.
Very, very important for Germany. And apple, which is kind of our national fruit, as it were.
Yes.
And apple cake is, which is basically served in every family in Germany.
okay,
Really?
Such a-
so this is the prepreration for the apple
Yeah.
cake.
So I look forward to the. I look forward.
We'll see it ready when we'll have a
Absolutely,
Sure.
I look forward to the apple cake because
And Geeta, as the saying goes, that friendship grows when you get to enter any friend's house and in the kitchen.
and the kitchen.
Kitchen.
In India, it is the kitchen.
Yes.
So, all right, that is a small tour of what we are to expect in some time from now when the conversations will begin. But it's not just Hindi language or the fact that, we are in a very historical place for Germany, given that this was the first embassy that Germany built after the war, after World War II. Very important. But then again, there are a little few connects. Let's just talk about your personal life. You come from a very small town in Germany.
That is true.
But you do have a connect there as to how your neighbor.
So that's the funny story. I have to say, this is really a funny story. It shows you how small the world is. So in my previous stint, so my secretary, my PA, said I have to go to the German school to a woman called Pia Bräunig. She has to sort of register my kids. And I said, Pia Bräunig, it's a name that's very rare, you know. And I will tell you one thing, my neighbor in this very small town in Miltenberg, where I grew up, is called Pia Bräunig. And she came back and it's your neighbor. And I said, this can't be true. You know, I passed her house, I saw her every day for 13 years of my life. Every day she was down the road when I walked to school. And I said, how is that possible? So I went, you know, I wanted to greet her. And I sat there and said, Pia, I have seen you, you know, the first time since 35 years, and how are you? She was a little older. And turns out she got married to an Indian and she moved to Delhi, and it was very nice. But I was very surprised. She was not so excited, you know, she was very nice, and so, but I was completely, you know, I said, how is that possible? I was shocked. And I said, Pia, you are not shocked? Are you not? She said, I knew it that you were here. My mother heard it at the hairdresser's in Milton. Basically,
see, he's always the hairdresser.
The hairdresser is very important.
Yes, very important to get all the news.
Is happening there.
To get news of the neighborhood.
And Ambassador, in India, we call it a karmic connect.
Karmic connect.
So, like, you know, somehow.
I have another karmic connect, which I will briefly record. So my grandfather was the vice chancellor of a very famous technical university in Germany. And he was the one with a group of professors who built IIT Madras. You know, IIT Madras is the German IIT, as it were.
Yes.
And they, in the early 60s, they went to Madras, Madras, and they built this IIT. And, you know, I was born later, of course, but I remember my grandfather, when I was a small kid, telling me about his experience in Madras. So he brought tabla from Madras, he brought elephants. So when I was very small, 4 or 5 years old, I had the first image of an India, far away, exotic country. I was very fascinated.
Elephants and tablas, that's what you grew up with. There is also a very important thing that the ambassador does at his residence. It's a beautiful place, look at the view outside. It's in the evenings you have peacocks that come. This is Lutyens Delhi for all you people here.
Yes.
But he also does a very important thing. Every 6 months, he gets an Indian artist's work that he showcases at his residence. Last time I was here, there was a very beautiful piece. I can't remember the artist, but now that piece has changed to another one, and it's a spectacular one. We'll go across. I'll just ask my camera person Ashok to just take us through to the room where the piece, the painting is, and Ambassador will explain to us that's the piece. What a spectacular piece. You do it every 6 months.
6 months.
I am getting a young emerging Indian artist from, I work together with the gallery. And this guy is called Shantanu Dey. He's from
Shantanu Dey.
From West Bengal, and he's an artist who is very interested in the environment, and he's very, very keen on showing you nature and what's happening with nature. He did every painting in the room, but that's of course the central painting.
Is this also his work?
Also his work, and this is
this one also.
My favorite is this one. I think this is very beautiful, but my favorite is this one. Why? Because you have this. We call it Stilwool in Germany. You know, like you.
Oh yes, the steel. Yes, the scrub.
Yes, the scrub.
Yes.
And that's the Yamna. You know, this is the Yamna. And he shows, you know, with his little, very edgy lines, he shows the urbanization in a very, very subtle way. He shows how, you know, the technology, how urbanization is infringing in the natural.
Actually, then for me, it will be.
It's very beautiful.
So it's where the steel meets the sentiments and emotions.
In a way.
Yeah, but also then it also talks about what we're doing to our
nature,
environment. So it's also a sort of a
telling statement.
Saying that look at what you did.
To your
it's very
Yamuna.
beautiful. It's a fantastic.
So do they come here and make these art pieces?
I invite them.
Yeah.
I say this is the work this is the room I'm offering.
Okay.
And they curate their own room. Some of them do
Not
the
bad.
paintings.
You have this.
Art in residence.
That's
Shantanu Dey.
And he's now coming with work he has already in storage, but he also came with new work. So we had a young artist from Bihar. She basically made everything for the room. So, so it varies. I think it's a wonderful program, and it is an eye catcher. Everybody who comes is really enthusiastic about this program, and we have also some colleagues of mine, some people who come, were so enthusiastic about the work that they bought some stuff.
Oh, you're allowed to buy off the residents?
Not
from Shantanu, of course.
From Shantanu Day.
Yeah.
Lovely. What a lovely way of
So this is not only a
showcasing.
residence of the ambassador, but this is also an art gallery.
It's
It
kind
is?
of turned into an art gallery.
Art gallery.
But it's a
Absolutely.
beautiful piece of work, lovely pieces of work, and what a lovely way to promote Indian art.